Hello there guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am the Rogue Witcher. Thank you for joining me. If you're new here or a regular and wondering what's going on in the background, I'm currently in Ibiza for a family wedding / holiday, and therefore will of course not be in my familiar surroundings. Not to worry though, that will only be for this video, and then I'll be back as normal for my Thursday predictions and theories video in my usual setting. So if the sound or lighting is slightly a problem, I do apologize, but hopefully we should be able to manage for just this one video. The video is of course the review and breakdown of From episode 8 season 4. Lots to talk about, lots to get into, so just before I do, if you can hit the like button, just helps the video perform really well for small channels like me, and hype it if you have any hypes left. That just really helps me. Thank you very much. No more waffling, let's get into the video. Sophia didn't know about the totems. Now this is interesting because she asks Boyd, did the totems work? Now is she messing, or is she coming off as generous, or does she really not know? Has no one ever tried to use the totems on the monsters before, and therefore she wasn't aware if they would work? So I think that's an interesting tidbit. It's almost like she's on a bit of a recommission herself to figure out the things that they've learned that she's not too sure on. So I thought that was quite an interesting tidbit. We find out that Fatima is suffering. She has a lot of these lines on her stomach, and then we find out later in the episode, which is crazy, is that her heart rate is like at 19 beats per minute. She really shouldn't be alive. Is she somehow turning into one of those things, having had Smiley inside of her? Is she poisoned? I am worried for the future of Fatima, but she also has this very cool power that can help us in controlling Smiley. I'm not sure where her fate goes, but it's unlikely to go well. And I'll being honest, I believe a few characters really do need to die off by the end of this season to really up the ante going into the final season. So maybe Fatima is one we're going to have to lose. Boyd's problems continue in this episode. He's seeing things, he's hearing things, he's seeing people get shot, he's hearing the gunshots. It's all tied to his wife. Father Cuttree appears and she says, listen dude, you got to get over this. It's plaguing you. You need to accept what you did. Yes, you killed your wife, but you did it to save your son and others. And once you release that guilt, because I think this place is basically playing on that and it's poisoning you, once you make peace of it and let it go, I think he'll be much better off. So that's my take on it anyway. I don't know what you guys are thinking on it with it. It's just the trauma of it. I think the town is just then using that to really mess with him. I noticed Sophia was waving at Ethan and looking at him a lot. It's very iffy in this episode, and we're going to talk more later about what happens at the end, but Sophia's moving weirdly. I feel like Sarah slightly suspects something. She plays it off quite well, Sophia. She's playing a dangerous game. She steals the yellow suit back. She takes the pictures to obviously trick Tabitha later on. It's a very eerie sort of thing, but I feel like she's taking risks, and I think it's leading to obviously what is going to happen in the penultimate episode and then finale. What's interesting, when Victor was talking to Ethan about, how you're going to survive here, is that the boy in white sort of coached him really and gave him the rules, helped him find out where some food was, was trying to help his mental state by, don't be alone. Unless I'm mistaken, we never got to hear what the third rule was, which might come into play later, unless I just completely missed it. But obviously it's because Tabitha started to say, listen, you're going to be fine, this is why I'm here, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, that's what my mother said. And it is interesting because obviously she is his mother, but she isn't. She was, but that's not her. That's just who she was, and she has the memories, but it's not. She remembers living it, but she doesn't remember feeling it. It's a very weird thing. It isn't her. It's kind of complicated. But what's also interesting is that she then comes up with that I think I came back not just to, free the children, but to save you, which is ridiculous because no, you've been coming back reincarnated over and over again, and Victor wasn't alive all through the first cycle. So I thought that was pretty stupid. I'm noticing again more references to Lost, like the sideways flashes. We're now getting the flashes with Henry, and it's just, you can see the parallels so clearly. Man in yellow, man in black, and it's very much like sometimes when I feel like he sees Father Cuttree, and I'm like, is that just the man in yellow? It could be like the man in black who can just look like other people. I don't know. I don't think it is. I think that is Father Cuttree and his soul is kept there, but I can't help but notice how so many parallels we've lost. I know, yes, it is the people that created it, but it is quite interesting how they just keep using up similar themes. I think this episode, I actually didn't like a lot of it, and then I really liked the ending, and I think actually the more I think about it, it sets up the final two episodes quite well. So I don't hate it. Off the back of episode 7 with how action-packed it was, I was feeling a little bit disappointed, but at the same time I think I know why. I think it's because this was to set up the final two episodes. The real big storyline with what they're going to be doing, going for the bones in the crypt and all that, they're going to be going up against the monsters. So we're going to get a lot of action in these next episodes. We're setting up the Henry storyline. I'm worried for Victor, the anchor. First of all, it just means he needs to, himself. But no, what if it's Victor in this thing and he's going to go after him, thinking taking him out allows him into the real world. This is a very dangerous thing. He has been poisoned. He has been messed with. And it's sort of understandable. So I think this episode was really to set up how the final, two arcs with what's going on there. Obviously as well, Julie's story walking is obviously going to have to come into play a lot more. I know what we're all thinking. Everyone's thinking the same thing watching this. We've not had enough of it. Okay, and I agree. But if we're then going to get a lot in the final two and it's going to really kick off, then I think I can accept it a bit more, because I think I need an episode, hopefully it's the next one, where Julie does quite a bit of story walking and it ties us up, and we're going to arrive at the main episode, the final episode of the season, to tee up the final season, and we're going to be right at the present day. We're going to know why Julie did story walk, where she story walked, her experiences with the Man in Yellow, and how that's going to lead to what she learned into play with this final mission that we believe in season 4 is going to help to get us to go home, which is obviously not going to. And I do believe people are going to die, but I do believe it's going to end on with an opportunity with the bones to lead us to eventually going home, if that makes sense. We then get the big crescendo. The Man in Yellow, posing as Thomas on the phone, says, "You need to come to the RV or I'm going to go after your children." Tabitha turns up. She sees all the pictures that Ethan has drawn, take there, and we see the Man in Yellow. Now this is extremely interesting, because although it's only a 3-4 minute conversation, there's so much that goes into it, so many questions asked, which is going to give me a lot of cool stuff to go for my theories and predictions video on Thursday, so stay tuned for that. But it's almost like he even says it, he misses her and Jade. Technically, he's obviously known them for a very long time, many versions of them, but them all the same. We don't know how it very first started, that's why I want a prequel, and how he started this whole trend, but it's almost like he's impressed that they finally remember, and that they're getting closer than they ever have before. He sees no danger in it. He sees that, listen, you're going to eventually losing, but it's like a game that he gets to play over and over again, but with just different sort of variables, but the same premise of the game. And he's very much enjoying it. It's a very weird thing. He misses her, he says. He considers them old friends. Obviously, the original Sacrifice, he was there, they were there. There's so much. Hopefully, she's going to remember stuff. Maybe Julie, story walking next season, can find out and see it all, and that's going to help us. So I think there's going to be plenty more of him, Julie, Tabitha, and all of that story to come. But I just loved that very brief encounter. He opens up the door of, yeah, it could work, this freeing the bones. It could also open up pain that is unimaginable. Unimaginable pain. I really struggle to say that. I don't even know if I've said it right, guys. But, it's ridiculous. Is that just because he's trying to throw us off because we're getting so close? Or is it because if you do it wrong, it could release who knows what and cause absolute havoc and chaos? So, just when you think, oh, we'll get it, then he throws it out. I love how he's saying he misses her and he looks forward to seeing her again and hopes that she's going to, he points out, oh, you've not remembered me yet, and all their encounters, so that's probably going to come. And she's probably, especially in the final season, maybe not in the last episodes, we're going to get so many of her memories with the different encounters of him and all the different scenarios, how they play out, which is going to teach us and help us learn not to do those things and approach it in a different way to try and succeed. I believe Julie will see some of it in their story walking. So I really feel like it's set us up really well for the last episodes and future plot lines down the final season. I do understand people that are thinking, God, again, it's going a bit slow. I agree it was on the slower side, but I thought it ended strong. It's a mixed season for me right now, guys. I'll be honest. I think I've loved half the episodes. The other half I felt have been okay. Whether it's a successful season to the other standards. I think lies in the final 2 episodes, and I have full faith that they're going to absolutely smash it out of the park. I really do. That is my review, guys. Tell me what you think. All right then, guys, that was the video. Thank you for watching. If you can, hit the like button on your way out. Comment down below your thoughts on what I said, what you thought of the episode, and let's get the discussion rolling. If you can, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. Try and hit those goals. If you have any hypes left and want to hype, I would absolutely love that as well. Follow me on my socials. It's in the link in the description. My Facebook page, my Insta, my X. I would love that. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys. As always, I've been the Rogue Witcher, and I will catch you in the next video. Adios.